2005 Toyota Highlander. This is a still shot of my dash about a month ago. I had a check engine light come on. I took it to AutoZone, got the code reader put on it. That check at AutoZone pulled up two codes, PO442, PO456. Both of those deal with small leaks in the EVAP system. EVAP stands for Evaporative Emission Control System. And here's a diagram of that system, that EVAP system, which basically reroutes fuel vapors back through your engine so that they're burned off rather than being sent out through your exhaust as pollution. The most common location for a leak is at your fuel cap. This is in the engine compartment right here, this part of it. And this is where I found a leak in my car. So keep watching, I'll show you where I found mine, and maybe you got a leak in the same spot. Now I start my check at the gas cap because that's the easiest thing to check and the most common location for a leak. So that's where I start. First thing I did was check the gas cap to make sure it was on tight, which it was. I then inspected the O-ring or the gasket, the rubber gasket on the gas cap. I was looking to see if it was cracked or if there were any obvious problems, and there weren't. Then I put a thin layer of Vaseline on the rubber to try to recondition it because these dry out over the years, and a lot of people have had success with doing that because you're trying to seal this rubber gasket against the metal neck of the gas tank. So I put that Vaseline on the gasket, put the gas cap back on, made sure it was tight. I turned it till it clicked. I reset the ECM or engine control module, the car's computer, by disconnecting the negative battery cable, but a couple of days later the light came back on. So I had to keep looking for the leak. That was not where the leak was. I found a video from a guy with an 05 Highlander with this same engine that had PO442 and PO456 just like I had. He found a vacuum line on his engine. It's underneath this cover that had split, dried out over the years and split, and that's where his leak was. After having ruled out the gas cap, I thought I would check out that same hose on my car. To get to it, you have to take this cover off. You need an Allen wrench. I'm not sure what size it is, but there are 3 nuts right here along the bottom of this plastic cover. You have to take those nuts off. Be careful as you take the nuts out. Don't drop them like I just dropped that one. I'm sure it's going to be a pain in the butt to find. Now, there's also charcoal canister underneath your car above the gas tank. There are vacuum lines on that charcoal canister, and you may have a leak there, but I would rule out the easy things to get to first. Once you get that 3rd nut taken off, grab the top of the cover and pull straight up. There are 2 little clips right here that snap on at the top. This vacuum line right here is where I found the leak on my car. And in the video that I watched, that's the same location where the guy found the leak on his 05 Highlander. And on his video, there were 3 people that had commented, one with a Toyota Solara, one with a Toyota Sienna, and one with a Lexus RX 330, all with V6 engines just like this. They found a leak at the very same spot. So this must be a common spot where it bends right here for this hose to fail. Mine was not as obvious as his was, the leak, the crack in the hose. So let me show you that. Let me get this clamp out of the way. As you can see, I have electric tape on mine, and that has been sealing the leak for over a month. And the car's been driven over 1,000 miles since I found the leak, put the tape on it, and cleared the check engine light. Looking at the top of the hose, it's not obvious that I have a leak right here. And in that video that I watched, his hose was split all on the top. It was falling apart. You could see a split all the way down the side. So it was obvious to him that he had a problem here. So what I did when I didn't see anything obvious, using this small telescoping mirror, this was about $4 at Harbor Freight, you can see that split on the back side of the hose. And that split is about 1 inch, probably between 1.5 inches and 2 inches long. It goes down just beyond the end of the metal pipe. So when I saw this, I put the electric tape on it. I reset my check engine light by disconnecting the negative battery terminal for 20 seconds. And this was about 1,000 miles ago, like I said, and the light has not come back on. So this is where my leak was. It was not obvious, just like that, looking at the top of the hose. So don't just look at the top side of the hose and think you don't have a problem. If I had not used the mirror, I would not have seen it, and I would probably still be looking for the leak. I'm going to seal this back up with electric tape. And this is a temporary fix, but in my case, like I said, this has been on here for over 1,000 miles, and my check engine light has not come back on. You do have a problem here, and you do a temporary fix like I did with electric tape, don't put too much tape right here. The first time I did it, I put too much tape, and I wasn't able to get this clamp back on. So just 1 layer of tape tightly wrapped around the hose, and then you can still fit that clamp on. And there's obviously an issue with this connection right here, and I think it's because This pipe right here, you can feel where it's wider at the end. As the hose ages, the rubber dries out with that little bit more pressure right here. That may be what caused it to split. So if you have a 6-cylinder V6 Toyota engine or even Lexus engine and you've ruled out your gas cap, check out this little spot right here. Check out this vacuum line. This might be your problem. And I got lucky with that nut that I dropped earlier in the video because it fell all the way through down to the ground. Hang on to them, don't drop them. To reinstall the plastic cover, just put it back in place. Push down at the top so those clips grab, and then install the 3 nuts along the bottom just like you took them off. But again, remember, check the underside of the hoses. $4 at Harbor Freight. If I hadn't used this mirror, I would not have seen the leak. That's apparently a common place, what you just saw, to develop a vacuum leak on a V6 3.3 liter Toyota or Lexus engine. All right, I'm going to put a couple of links down below that may help you out. One to this video that led me in the right direction. You can see the vacuum line right there. That's the same one that I showed you in my car. This is where he had the problem. I'll also put a link down below to that entire vacuum line assembly if you can't just fix yours with electric tape. If you have a problem in that location, also check your gas cap first. That's the most likely place you may have a problem. It might be as simple as the gas cap is not screwed on tightly enough. $6.70 for a new gas cap, free shipping. Or if you just want to try to replace the gasket itself, keep your gas cap and put a new gasket on it. I'll put a link to this page as well. Now keep in mind that the links I put below for the gas cap, for the gas cap gasket, and this vacuum line assembly, they all are for an 05 Highlander. They fit an 05 Highlander. So whatever make, model, and year of car you have, make sure that these parts will fit your car before you order them. That's about all I know about it. Hope this information helps you out. Peace out from Georgia.